do you want something to eat? He's like, how much time do we have? And he looked at the food, like he thought about it, and then
no chance.
The autograph seekers started coming up, and it just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, we come down here all the time, and nobody comes down.
Well, I'm trying to lose a little weight right now.
Yeah, you're actually looking pretty good.
I'm
not saying you didn't look good, but
no
more hoops.
How much did you lose?
The basketball thing's over.
So that you don't have any games.
I knew I shouldn't have mentioned that.
How much did you lose?
I have a bet that I have to be down by a certain weight by September 6th.
Who's the bet with?
A board member with us. And so last year I had a similar bet, and I lost it by about 3 pounds. This time I'm pretty sure I'll make it.
So there's no more hoop games on the weekends at the house, at the compound.
No, my knee started bothering me, and after a while it just became too much. So I'm into bike riding now. So I have a road bike, I have a mountain bike, I have a hybrid.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I want to get a fat bike.
What's with the fat wheels?
Oh, about this. Yeah, they're big fat tires that's supposed to be ridden on sand and snow and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people are riding them around the urban settings, the cities where they have big drains and cobblestones and train tracks and all that kind of stuff. So it's much safer that way.
Do you do the spandex head to toe, or
no.
you kind of? Because that's not the greatest look for anybody.
No.
Right.
He does Under Armour head to toe.
I am Under Armour head to toe, but I guess it's more like a skateboarder. Is that you throw the stuff on underneath the padded seat, because if you're going to be on that bike for a while, you need that.
Right.
And but beside that, it's just your baggy shorts.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so kind of rapid fire fashion. I want to bring up a couple topics in the news. Here in D.C., a lot of controversy because Robert Griffin III said he feels he's the best quarterback in the league. Only had 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 9 fumbles last year. Clearly not the best. But you can maybe defend him and say, well, that's the mindset or his mentality that he wants to have to help him prepare. Do you buy into that? What was your mentality? I mean, you're obviously a Hall of Famer, but there were years when other shortstops were better than you, that put up bigger numbers than you. How did you feel you had to feel as a player?
How does he defend it? When you ask him that question, what does he say?
Very convoluted.
He claims it's taken out of context, and that we, the media, are twisting his words around.
He doesn't make much sense with his
that's probably true. I would guess that it's a confidence and that.
What he's striving for, essentially, I think.
What he's striving for?
Yeah, to be the best.
Obviously, just a few short years ago, we talked about him as being the best, right? And all the skills that he brought there, and then the injury kind of slowed him down a little bit, and then the changes. The mindset is, I always thought that it was your actions and your performance would be the words, and then you're just creating, more difficult path for you if you start talking about things but other people find it really motivating to get it out there and kind of say it and kind of live to it, and it's pressure that you're putting on yourself that is healthy. And so I don't know. I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist or sitting up in the chair trying to figure out why people do the things that they do, but I can understand that it's a confidence thing and it's also a motivating thing.
Did it ever bother you when other guys would say things and you just roll your eyes? I mean, would it ever affect relationships in the clubhouse? You know, guys are saying something stupid. I'm sure you guys goof on each other, but did it ever affect you? Or?
Well, we all are different, and when you're asked a question, some people like myself will think about what the answer might be, and then try to figure out where you wanted me to go with it. Do I really want to go there?
Right.
Other people just blurt out the answer, and they don't think anything of it. I remember, the situation when we were playing the Cleveland Indians in the playoffs, and we went to Cleveland, and it was a very hostile environment, and they were really trying to be hard on us, and they were saying a lot of stuff to us.
Well, they live in Cleveland. Of course they're going to be hostile.
And then so we ended up winning a couple close games there, and we came home, and the media was trying to make a big deal out of it, saying, okay, would you like your fans in Baltimore to be like the Cleveland fans? Would you want them to be hard on the other team and scream and yell at them?
Right.
And so the answer would be, no, I like our fans just the way they are. But the media would go to certain members of the team and throw that question out, because all they were looking for is they wanted somebody to say, yeah.
They were looking for one donk.
I want our
as we would
fans.
say on the show, one donk.
And so that they found one or two, and then
who were they?
Sure, well, I can't tell you that.
Come on.
But sure enough, they start saying it, and then now if you don't perform in those situations, and you're already discussing that how your fans should be because they're actually impacting the game. I mean, sometimes in basketball and sometimes in football, the environment then creates a difficult environment for the other players. But in baseball, generally, it's still about execution and hitting and all that kind of stuff. So it's not as a big a deal. But as soon as you don't perform anything, then all of a sudden it turns on you again.
Well,
Real quick.
I know you don't have much time, but I got to ask you. A baseball question.
Okay.
Do you think the Nats and the Orioles will both make the playoffs this year?
Yes.
I think both of them do.
Yes.
So Nats win the division, Orioles win what, wild card?
I think it's hard to make those sort of predictions. You look at the quality of the teams and what they have. The Nats probably have gone through their slow period, and I predict that you'll get things rolling and they'll play the way that we expected them to play. And the Orioles, I think, have positioned themselves down the stretch here to be in a position. They're pretty healthy now, and I think they'll make a push. So
Imagine that lineup if they still had Nelson Cruz.
yeah, I mean, a lot of lineups would wish they had Nelly Cruz in the middle of it, but somehow, some way, they figure out how to score runs and get in there. But the key is still in the pitching staff. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the Nats still have, a strong starting pitching staff, which helps sets up the bullpen. And maybe the bullpen hasn't been, with Papelbon coming in, maybe they haven't figured out, what roles or how that it works. But I think that gets straightened out, as we move along.
I said I was going to ask you about participation trophies. Would Cal, the dad, ever take away a trophy from their kid? Because that's what James Harrison from the Steelers did for his kids because they got a participation trophy.
I think that's a whole issue about how you deal with, your success and doing your best. You don't have to bribe the kids to make them feel like they have success. I mean, success is their success. So I'm not a big advocate of everybody getting something because they play. There is something that you should hope for or try to get to.
Earn.
And earn, yeah. So I like that idea, but if you're a dad and everybody else gets the trophies, I'm not ripping a trophy out of my kids.
You weren't tough on Ryan growing up, were you?
I'd like to think no. I mean, you don't sit down and say, okay, how was my dad on me? Was he really tough on me and he shaped me to be the person I am? His influence on me was his own actions. It's not his words that you remember. It's the actions and the way he went around doing things and what he stood for and what was important. So you pick up all those things. So I hope my influence on Ryan was not that I'm going to shape you and I'm going to make you a certain way. I think
There's no way he could ever take a day off. Like if you found out he was just taking a day off.
Well, that's unfortunate, and because when he did get injured, some of the guys on the team would say, okay, let me get this right. Your dad played for so many years and didn't miss a game, and you come in there right away, and now you're on the disabled list.
And for those that don't know, he's in the minor leagues right now.
Yeah,
right?
he got drafted by the Nationals last June, hurt his ankle, tried to play through that and get his ankle right, and then he ultimately had to have surgery because he had severed a stabilizing ligament in his ankle, which is important. And now I think I talked to him yesterday, he's got 65 or 70 at-bats under his belt down in the Gulf Coast League, and he's starting to get it. So he's starting to face guys that know what they're doing a little bit, 95, 98 miles an hour fastballs, and he's figuring out how he can do it.
All right, Cal, we know you got to run because John's giving us a break sign. He's got doing a lot of TV today.
And we're going to help spread the word about the Under the Lights Gala Night with Kevin Spacey and Cal Ripken Jr. Thank you so much for the time. Let's have a big round of applause for Cal
Come
Ripken
on, everybody.
Jr. DC Lottery Live. He's got a lot of commitments today. Thanks again for the time, Cal.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Cal.